American dream was, you know, you can come from podunk and, you know, be a nobody and, you know, land in New York City with $35 in your pocket and go, you know, I'm going to be somebody, and the sky's the limit. And that certainly was true for me, and I know, I'm very well aware, especially from my travels around the world, that we have opportunities as Americans and in America that we don't have, that people don't have in other places. And I'm very grateful for that, but I also think that we as Americans are also, you know, completely obsessed and wrapped up in a lot of the wrong values. You know, looking good, having lots of cash in the bank, being perceived as rich and famous or successful, just being famous. You know, there seems to be an unnatural obsession, especially with all these reality TV shows, with just being famous, just for the sake of being famous. Not because you have anything that you want to say, not because you've worked particularly hard for it. So that's kind of like the most superficial side of the American dream. And I realize now that fame and fortune and looking good means nothing if you don't have the right value system, if you don't recognize that none of those things are going to bring you happiness. The only thing that's going to bring you happiness is love and how you treat your fellow man, and having compassion for one another as human beings. So now I think of the American dream in the American way, and, you know, think about what's going on in the world right now, and I feel that, you know, as screwed up as things might be in America, I'm still very lucky to be an American because I have the freedom to speak my mind and to express myself, and so that's my American dream now. It's just kind of like a poetic magic that happens. Songs just come to me when I hear music. Something jars something in me, and I have an emotional reaction to it, and I just start writing. I keep journals, and I'll carry the journals with me everywhere. So if I'm riding in a car or I'm in a plane, I'll read them, I'll add, I'll subtract, I'll change things. You know, so it's a constant sort of work in progress. That's my mode of expression. I would rather, I can say it in a more poetic way than having like a Q&A, which somehow reduces it or trivializes my personal experiences. I'd rather tell my stories in my songs, and let people feel what they want to feel about them and draw their own conclusions, and tell people, this is what it is, this is what you're supposed to think.